Um, Luki5624, some streamer that I just saw, said that video games need to be political. I disagree that video games need to be political, but I do agree that video games are political. Like, no matter what you do, any video game is going to have a political context to it, which means that games are just inherently political. Um, I think when a lot of people hear what you say, like, or what that streamer said, like games need to be political. Um, like I think they're thinking of like intentionally have like a political goal in mind, like this game's going to push Medicare for all or something like that, and then it's like really painfully obvious about its messaging. I think that's like what a lot of people think about when they think about like a political game. But like no, there are a lot of other ways like games could be political. Like Mass Effect is a highly political game. You're literally navigating space politics as Commander Shepard, right? Um, like it might seem like a space fantasy game, but space fantasy games can have like political undertones and meanings too, you know? Um, Heck, even like the new Doom. I would say, Street Fighter is to in a sense political. Um like you can read political meanings into pretty much anything. Like that's why things are like open to interpretation, right? But like I don't necessarily know that anyone sat down at Capcom and were like, "Yes, we want to make a political point with this game." But just because you don't want to make a political point with something doesn't mean that there isn't like political overtones or political biases or political context to like the creation of certain games, you know? Like I would argue that for example, you could say that like the way that how do I put this? I also need to remember. I need to remember the names of the characters from Street Fighter. Um, I might be thinking of the wrong ones, so I just want to make sure I'm thinking of the right ones. I just want a roster of Street Fighter. I don't want to. I don't want like a plot to the Street Fighter book series. What the hell? Um, what is Charlie Nash role in Street Fighter? I don't care. Just give me a character roster. Why is this so hard? Gosh. Yeah, like I would argue maybe there's like some significance to for example uh wait a minute. Can just want to know why is this so hard? Anyway, I think maybe there's like some political nuance to like the design of Guile, for example, because he's a soldier and like, came out in like the 80s, Vietnam would have probably been a huge inspiration. So like you can like dig deep and you can find like inspirations to things like that. Um you can find like Ryu and Ken or like the antagonism of Guile being like a reflection of how in the 80s the United States and Japan had a bit of an antagonistic relationship because of uh, economic policies that Japan had adopted and their massive spurt of growth due to like the recovery they experienced during like the 70s. Um, from World War II's destruction. Like, there are a lot of ways that you can associate this. Like, I mean, the basic concept of Street Fighter is like a world martial arts tournament. So, like, everyone is coming from different places around the world. A lot of the characters have different motivations or different influences on their design styles, and like where those influences come from have political undertones to them. Like there's a lot going on. But it's not necessarily like a politically preachy game, which I think is what a lot of people think a political game has to be in order to be political. And that's not the case. Games just have politics baked into them, you know? Oh, interesting. Call of Duty ignores American war crimes. Very true, boss. It does. It's by necessity because it kind of portrays itself as a um, realistic shooter. It needs to work with the U.S. government to get like the rights to like depict U.S. uniforms and military equipment, which means that the United States government gets involved in every Call of Duty production, and it necessitates a positive view of the United States military coming out of every single one of these games. So, yeah, Call of Duty is military propaganda for the United States. Um, it's nice talking to you too, Lukey. Well, come back anytime, okay? I think that's what happens when the basic health of the population is turned into a source of profit. Is an interesting game to try and say how the most mundane of games are political. Yeah, I would say that there are probably other games you could look at that might be better better basis for like an argument that games can be non-political, like Peggle. I've never played Peggle, so I don't know I don't know the like I don't know the any political overtones of that, but just from like the screenshots I saw like 20 years ago, seemed like a pretty non-political game. Oh yeah, that great hit, America's Army, Lady Starfire. I think that game was actually such a failure that they just started investing in the same tactic that they use for like television and movies. Basically, any movie that uses U.S. military uniforms or equipment on screen, basically all of those have military U.S. military involvement as well, and need to have some positive message about the U.S. military. All right, let's take a look at this Trump rally. Oh yeah, honestly, guys, my current goal, right? Last time I looked, the U.S. esports team had their stream live. They had about 25 concurrent viewers at the time. My goal is I want to be larger than the United States Army's esports team. Okay, that's my next goal right here. So we need to get these rookie numbers up. Right now we only have 13 people viewing. Okay, we need to get this up. We need to double it. If we double 13, we get 26. That'll be more viewers than the U.S. esports team had. Okay, that's the goal right now.